Hi, welcome to yet another episode of Your Story for Your Query. Today, we have an academician of repute, Dr. Ramachandraji Kothari, who was Dean, Faculty of Education and Psychology at the Maharaja Sayajirao University Baroda and the Vice Chancellor of Veer Narmad South Gujarat University, Surat. He has a plethora of skills and experiences that range from administration to teaching. He has guided MPhil and PhD students. He has over 250 papers published in various languages. He has delivered over 500 lectures across institutions like the Academic Staff College, University Department of Education, Colleges of Education, in-service program for teachers, etc. He is a recipient of several awards. One of them is the Certificate of Honor presented by Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel Institute of Leadership on his leadership skills. His research work was awarded by NCERT. He was awarded the Ramanujam Award for the Best Mathematics Teacher in 2006. The list is long. Let me welcome Dr. Kothari to my podcast. Welcome, sir.
Thank you.
Let me start at the very beginning. When you were young and you had to choose a career, at that time, there were probably only two options. One was to be an engineer, other was to be a doctor. What made you choose this road which is less traveled and become a teacher?
Actually, madam, I was staying in a hostel which is like a Fulbright scholar, Sir Sayajirao Diamond Jubilee Hostel. And there were all possibilities that I was likely to get in engineering, not medicine, but in engineering. But then, with a very poor family background, my father advised that if you go to technology, there are exams which are conducted in vacations also. Sometimes there are chances of AT, KT allowed to keep the term. And in that case, our hostel will not allow us to stay because getting first class every year is first condition in the hostel. So then I decided it is better to go for BSc. So I had gone for BSc. Then I thought that after BSc, that hostel was not there for us because it was only for graduation. And that rule was decided by our former Prime Minister Morarji Desai. He was our president of the trust. So he said that after one degree, you go stand on your feet and earn something and study. So then I thought that what to do. So I thought mathematics will be better because it will take little less time because there are no practicals. So then I decided for mathematics. And after that, I thought that what to do. I did my MSc, then B.Ed, then I have not stopped. Then I have gone for M.Ed. Then I got luckily a college job also. So I had experience of 3 years in school teaching, then 7 years in college for training of the teachers. And then, of course, remaining 28 years I was at Baroda. And after last 5 years also, I had been a close touch after retirement. So I enjoyed the life.
I'm glad your father advised you to be a teacher. So we got a good teacher, and I'm happy I'm talking to you today. You've been awarded the Ramanujam Award for the best mathematics teacher. Now, children have a fear for mathematics, and the teachers are not able to get this fear out.
Yeah.
What are your suggestions to help the children get out of the fear?
See, this fear is because in society such thoughts are prevalent. And there are certain teachers also, for their own marketing, they are creating such fear. That should not be there. They are not in majority, but people always say that maths is difficult, you have to work hard and all other things. But it is in fact not that. We study the causes. One of my students also conducted a study, and it was found that basically we are weak in basics of mathematics. Early stages, class 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, we are weak in basics. What are those basics? Then addition, multiplication, subtraction, and division with the variety of numbers, natural numbers, real numbers, and all other things. And as a result, you get little less scores in achievement, or achievement in mathematics is bit slow. So the fear starts from there only. So main reason for this backwardness or low achievement in mathematics is poor fundamentals or the basics. And it has been established by many researchers. Many researchers, they have established and proved. And as a result, what happens that they develop gradually negative attitude. When their score is less in mathematics compared to other subjects, they develop a sort of negative feeling. So these are the two reasons that we are poor in basics, and it has established. Only 1 minute I will take for that. I had given one example of solving that was standard deviation, computation of standard deviation. Basically, you can say it's statistics, but in maths also we study. So, of course, not a rigorous research, but whosoever comes, I will ask them to solve this problem. Calculate standard deviation for this. It may be 11 science student, 12 science student, 11 commerce student, 12 commerce student. FY also, this is their first year BCom. So I asked them, in B.Ed, Bachelor of Education degree also, this in syllabus it is there. In M.Ed, PhD in MPhil. So all these people I asked to solve this problem. And while analyzing the data, I have seen that they are very clear about the standard deviation. They know what steps to be done. F, D, F into D, FD square, and everything. They have prepared a table. Then where the fault lies? Then I have seen that while addition of the frequency, something wrong. 2, 5, 9, it is 1 digit or 2 digits, some 10 numbers are there, and they were not able to do it correctly. It was coming to 89. They thought that it is teacher's mistake, it should be 90 only. So they are writing 90. So for a standard deviation, first error goes to class 2, because this addition come in class 2. Then comes, you have to find out the mid value. 10 to 19 is the class interval. So 10 plus 19 divided by 2. Here also they commit the error. If it is 10 plus 20 divided by 2, it's very easy from that. The moment fraction enters, it's a bit difficult. So second mistake, that is class 4 mistake. Then comes to frequencies are positive, but D, deviation, that is negative also. So F into D. So here there is an error. Rules they have studied, that minus A into B is minus AB. This already they have studied. But here they are committing the error. This is class 6. Then FD, and they also required FD square. So they straightway FD is made square. FD is 4, FD square they say 16. This is another error. This goes with class 7. AB raised to M is equal to A raised to M into A raised to N. So here FD into D, but they are making F square and D square. Then when it comes to getting standard deviation, last step is square root. So it has come to 200, square root of 200. They say we don't know now how to find the square. Let 1 mark go. So they will keep it as this. So such type of 16 errors have been identified, which has directly nothing to do with standard deviation. But it is all connected with the previous standards concepts, right from class 2 to 8. And our teaching methodology in maths doesn't follow any other rules. We start chapter 1, but we never bother that what prerequisites required for chapter 1. That is the role of a teacher. He should, and that you have to do once in a while, because syllabus remains the same. A little bit change is there. But your prerequisites, that if you want to study logarithm, then what he has studied up to class 9, you can prepare a test. And that test should be given and diagnosis should be done. Then I think this fear also will go and attitude also will be positive.
So what you're suggesting, sir, is that there should be an entry level and an exit level.
Yeah, at entry level, for each chapter, somewhere we were referring about the teachers training also, some workshop. In 5-10 days workshop we can arrange. We can sit down with their answer books, which normally they do not give because it is always packed very nicely and submitted to the principal. And if we ask from the principal, he said it is confidential. This is my personal experience. So they should be with these answer books. And each subject, not only mathematics. In English, how many of us are writing correct spelling of tuition? They write T-I-U-N. In one tuition class, I said, sir, your class is for English and you have written the spelling of tuition wrong. What he said, go and check your knowledge. I said, sir, I have already checked my knowledge. Whatever the spelling you have written, T-U-T-I-U-N, that is not correct. In Gujarati also, pariksha, examination, pariksha. I think out of 100 people, 43 people write wrong spelling. So in each subject, teachers should sit down. They should list down the errors committed and frequency of the errors, that how often it is being committed. Then there are steps and steps to recover this. So for each chapter, in each subject, each chapter, such test can be designed. And that's the best part. But nobody follows this in workshop. We bombard the lectures and all other things, but this never happens. So this is my suggestion, that we should do it for all subjects, what you call entry level. At least I prepared one test that was well designed. There were 70 questions. When class 8 was in secondary, in Gujarat, we entered little later to the primary. Otherwise, class 8, 9, 10, 10, they were in secondary. So I prepared a test that is based on the concept of mathematics and up to 7 only. So when student comes to class 8, June 15 normally is the beginning of the school, all the years. So you give this test to all students. Let them check at their own only, or cross-examination. Not teachers will not judge anything, cross-examination, and find out what errors are committed. And there are norms also, because I have seen the norms, mean was 34.4. Out of 70, if one correct, we give 1, and for other we give 0, then I think it's 50% is the average. So I said that if they are poor there only, do little work on that 70 questions only, and things will be all right. So your base for mathematics fundamentals will be full clarity, and then you can go ahead. I think if we do this, fear can be reduced, positive attitude can be developed.
I have one hilarious experience to share with you. I believe most of the addition errors after the correction of the answer scripts in the board at the board level, most of the addition errors are committed by the mathematics teachers. Yes, sir.
There are reasons and reasons. One is the carelessness on the part of the teacher. Then, what is the qualification of a teacher? In colleges of teacher education for B.Ed, when they come, how many courses are offered for methodology of teaching? Mathematics, science, English, Gujarati, Hindi, Sanskrit, social science, like that. So one is with BSc, zoology. What subject he will offer? His BSc zoology, botany. He studied up to 11th or 12th.
He'll take science.
So he takes science, but there is a compulsion that you have to take 2 subjects.
Yes.
So second, he goes for mathematics. So with a background of 12th only, he enters to the mathematics, and other side you have a person who had studied 3 complete years of mathematics, and then he enters. Recently only I received a phone call that, sir, I am MSc Zoology and B.Ed, and they have disqualified me for maths teacher. I said, naturally. So he said, no, all others are, that is the thing, that maybe Baroda University's structure is different, because we offered mathematics, chemistry, physics, biology, psychology, and all other subjects. So we offer zoology or biology also. So those who are with biology at Baroda, they will go for biology as one of the teaching subjects, while in almost all other colleges, anybody, no biology, no chemistry, no physics, maths and science. So same person, if he's doing his B.Ed from, say, other than Baroda, he will have maths and science, and Baroda will have biology and science. So he's disqualified. So at teacher education level also, we should be very clear and careful in selection of the subject. This particular lady having mathematics at class 10. Now, mathematics, if you have studied at class 10, and if you are becoming a teacher for class 9 and 10, bit difficult.
Yes, I think it is a Herculean task. She won't know the concepts, and the children will find it more difficult to understand the concepts also. So now, sir, looking at this scenario, how do you propose we will be able to meet the requirements of our new education policy?
Policy wise, I think school education, this is foundation literacy. So good concept.
Yes.
Whatever we want, that various stages are given, they say that foundation literacy. So that should be there instead of bombarding so many subjects. And I had been advocating, madam, only one thing, that at a KG section, and even now 1 and 2 had also gone for that, 3 plus 2, and then comes the other structure. So I said that we should more focus on storytelling. Second is action song, and third is games. Absolutely, this will help them. What national policy says: creativity, critical thinking, social responsibility, and so many objectives are there. This is the first policy I have seen where objectives are clearly stated: creativity, critical thinking, social responsibility, cultural literacy. Of course, that you can take at the higher level. But I said, if this is there, storytelling, very nice approach. Teacher can make his own story, or otherwise thousands of stories are available. But see that these stories will not teach something wrong based on the value system and our cultural system. So available stories are there, and you can start with that storytelling. So, and if videos are available, I advocated this with so many people, including our Honorable Prime Minister. Now, when I met him first time for Children University, I said that this needs to be done. But videos are required. See, in advertisement, when kids of 3 to 4 years also will see the advertisement in TV, within no time they will point out that, oh, this part has removed. It's a 10 or 15 seconds advertisement. Within that also they say, okay, this has been cut. So that is their intelligence. So if some good videos are available, and they could learn. I tried with my grandson. I asked him that yesterday he was looking for the animals related. No, do you like this? Yes. I mean, well, why don't you like other subject? No, if they are taught in this way, I like it. So videos are very powerful. And of course, followed by discussion, teacher will be explaining and all other things. So number one is the storytelling approach. We had one manual educationist in Gujarat, Bhavnagar, Kijubhai Vadeka. And he was the pioneer in storytelling approach. Basically, he was I think, lawyer. But after leaving that, he entered to the field of teaching, and he advocated that storytelling approach. So that should be there, variety of the stories. Number two, action song. In Gujarati, we call Avinay Geet. When you sing, along with that, action also will be there. And third, some games are there. Simply local games. And they must be available instead of a movie and instead of mobile. If these three things are followed, I think what NP, National Education Policy, says about the functional literacy, so that will be done. So foundation will be very strong here. So they are insisting on that only.
What about collaborative learning? That is also one thing which is mentioned in the National Education Policy. Collaborative.
There are many words mentioned in that, and there are no clear-cut definition also. Multidisciplinary, interdisciplinary, collaborative. These are our jargons. That itself is collaborative only. With whom you want to collaborate?
With your friends, with your peers.
That concept
so making work in a group. make them work in a group so that they will be able to collaborate, understand, and empathize.
So peer group learning, what earlier we
Yes.
used to call that should be there, and that can be done, nothing wrong. But that should be scope for them, because I have hardly found any group activity except on the playground there will be there. But within class, our classrooms are also so structured. I think benches are also fit with nut and bolt so that nobody can remove it. That's a fix. I think there was one author, Wiles and Bondi, in the curriculum development. He has said that we follow lockstep approach. In schools, we follow lockstep approach. How it is lockstep? Everything is fixed. Today is Monday. Which prayer? Humko man ki shakti dena. Who will speak something? X will speak something. Tuesday, another prayer. So, but if some teacher, if some student comes and says, sir, yesterday I have learned very nice prayer. Can I have it? No, we will not allow. That is lockstep approach. First class, mathematics. Second, this. Third, fourth, this. 45 minutes, so 35 minutes. So everything is being so structured where for their creativity, there is no scope. So from this lockstep approach, we should come out. If teachers enter the classroom and sometimes students say, sir, today we don't want to learn what you teach. Today we want to narrate something about the present episode or something like that. We should encourage. But we are always to finish the course. We finish the course and we finish the students also. That should not be there.
So, what you're trying to tell us here, sir, is that there has to be a flexibility of approach. Yeah. And teachers should try and understand the mood of the children and then plan the lesson. Isn't it? If the teachers are not willing to relate to the child, then I think there is nothing that happens. So I was a little surprised to hear you say we finish the children. So the children are not in a position to learn when this happens. I think they will end up closing their mind. So the teacher's job is to kindle the curiosity and make them become learners, and that will be killed. Did I get the summary right? Yeah. There is a lot more that Dr. Kothari has to say. Watch out for part 2 of this episode next week. Any query that you may have could be addressed to yourquerymystory@gmail.com. That's all for today. See you next week. Thank you.